Opening ceremony, I'm sure everyone here knows, but it was a brilliant store that opened on Howard Street and sort of turned Howard Street into an incredible destination.
We didn't set out to change the retail experience, but part of what we wanted to do was combine our love of travel, culture, and just storytelling. And so I think now when people talk about creating these experiences or animations and activations, it was our way of kind of incorporating the love of all of that into opening ceremony.
That's the thing that's unique about you. You are retailers, but you're also creators.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what landed you the Kenzo job when you got it?
Celebrating the branding aspect and the storytelling, I think, was really what attracted us to Kenzo and what attracted Kenzo to us. And us being able to tell the story of the brand. And I don't know if everybody knows, but Kenzo, the brand, is almost 50 years old next year. So it's a historical brand. And I think when we went and interviewed for the position, that was one of our main statements that we wanted to make, is how do we tell the story of the brand? The first thing that we did when we came on was really reposition the brand. And so in looking at the archives, one of the things we found were these little jumping tigers on the inside of waistbands. And in our first runway show that we had done, we actually made these tiger sweaters, these beautiful jacquarded tiger sweaters. And because it was a women's collection, I wanted something to wear for the runway, so I made a tiger sweatshirt for myself. I think this is like in the early days of the sweatshirt mania.
I think you guys launched the sweatshirt mania with that sweatshirt.
Thank you, Nicole. But yeah, so the sweatshirt, they said, we don't have that category. It's promotional product in Paris. Like, that's not a cool thing. And we said, I think people want that. It seems like a great way for people to get into the brand. So we put it on, and I mean, I think you guys have seen the success of this and the craze that had caused. So I guess we should start this. All the knitwear pieces and everything are all reproductions from the original archives.
I love these bags.
Yeah, the little bags are great. They're these little shoppers, and he had actually done shoppers like this in the collection from the 80s, so we took those, and quilting was a big part of the story. He loved all this texture and these kind of old craftsmanship things.
The pieces do come apart, but we like them as a set.
And these knit dresses and this kind of like feminine ruffle was a big part of his collections, and it really shows the significance of him as a designer. These sweaters are actual from the collection, and we put the Rousseaus in there, but the actual framed cable knit sweaters are from the archive, so we replicated those exactly, just with the artwork. So you kind of see, I think we decided to really embrace knitwear as outfitting, that you could do full knitwear outfits, and they have the same kind of colors and things that the brand is so known for.
This is a different collection. This is the mainline collection now.
Yeah, this is the main line, and we're actually showing, I think, what Nordstrom has bought, and I think one of the exciting things was to show the dual gender that Nordstrom has bought. This collection was really about telling the story about cinema, and so through the collection, we really kind of looked to some of our favorite movies and created almost these cinema posters. And this collection is the main collection, so it has, in our stores, in our own Kenzo stores, it covers every function, every category. It's a bigger collection that covers every kind of functional need. We've decided to show our full men's and women's collections together. And this has been for the last 2 seasons. So we show during Men's Fashion Week, men's and women's collections combined. I would say a good portion of our men's collection as well as our women's collection are sold to both genders.
Truthfully, with opening ceremony, it's our story and our personal dialogue between each other, what we're interested in, how we've changed, what are the needs we're looking for. And
I think with Kenzo, we always try to think about what he had brought. I think there was this kind of Parisian ease, and we have an amazing atelier that makes the clothing. He always infused a bit of his Asian quality into the mix, and I think we're almost kind of telling the story, and we're a part of a lineage of telling the story.